Stugotz claims, do you guys believe him? Stugotz claims that he stayed with that Monday night game all the way, or Sunday night game all the way to the end, and that he told Abby at one point with 37 seconds left, they've left him too much time. Are we believing that Stugotz turned to his wife?
Believe me.
Turned to his wife and said with 37 seconds left that he knew no 37 seconds left and no timeouts. Stugotz after, and this part's important, man. A couple years ago, do you remember how bad Rodgers looked both times against the 49ers? Like they had no chance. They got crushed when they went out there, and it was like a 12-4 team, and then they met them in the playoffs and had no chance either time.
I want to be clear. What I said is 37 seconds is too much time for that quarterback. And just that quarterback. And my wife said no one else, and I said maybe Mahomes.
I'm still expecting Mahomes to win that Chargers game. I was expecting that. Tell me you didn't think that Hail Mary was going to be completed just because it's the Chiefs. Most surprising thing of the weekend is that they just got slowed when they were down. And it's like they got stopped, and I'm like, wait a minute, what? Why do they have to punt? They've got Mahomes. I was thinking about this yesterday, Stugotz, because Minnesota's skill guys are crazy good, right?
Really
crazy good. So good that you don't actually need the quarterback to be one of your top three skill guys because you're three. Dalvin Cook was just running all over the field yesterday.
Well, he wasn't there yesterday. It was a guy that looked like Dalvin
I'm
Cook.
sorry. My apologies. It wasn't Dalvin Cook. It was the guy who looked exactly like Dalvin Cook. And I wish I'd been listening with the sound up. And I was thinking about the Chiefs' three guys, Stugotz, and one of them is the quarterback. One of the Chiefs, because when I ask you three best skill position players in the game, who's got them? It's Chiefs, correct? It's Chiefs and hard stop. But who's second? Where it's
funny that you don't include like the Chiefs running back. Edwards-Helaire had 100 yards on the ground, and we don't ever really consider
that was
him.
His first good game of the year.
Yeah, like he's not very good. Well, we look at their skill guys. We go to the tight end, wide receiver, and quarterback, and we just totally like the running back there doesn't matter. Like Damian Williams was an essential player in their Super Bowl win.
To answer your question, I would say the Vikings, when Dalvin Cook is healthy, is in that conversation for sure. The Vikings are very good. The Vikings are a good football team.
They're 1-2.
I don't care. I mean, look past the record.
Yeah,
They're
they
good.
Could very easily be 3-0.
So are the Chiefs, by the way.
The Chiefs could be the 3-0 or 0-3. The Chiefs could be. This is what's funny about the first three games of the season. The Chiefs could be. Stugotz is officially worried about the Chiefs. Says they're a step slow. Says Mahomes is a step slow, and summons Chris Sims to agree with him.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the Vikings, they lost 27-24 to the Bengals. They lost at Arizona 34-33, and they won yesterday against a very good Seahawks team. Vikings are good. Look past the record sometimes, Dan. You got to look past the 1-2, and that's what I've done. And the Vikings are top 5 in my power rankings. How about that? Yeah,
Seahawks are also 1-2.
No.
Yeah.
Put it on the poll at Batard Show. Did you think that was Dalvin Cook? Looks like it. That's a dangerous game.
It is a dangerous game because we've all thought it. We've all watched the red zone.
Well, it just happened to me, though. Like, whether you thought it or not, it happened to me. I thought Dalvin Cook, every time I looked up, it was Kirk Cousins throwing a screen pass that was going for 40 yards. And I'm like, and I'm terrible with the numbers. So I'm just like, it was 25. What number is Dalvin Cook?
33.
33,
It's a dude with dreads running into the secondary.
It's Alexander Madison is his name, I believe. Yeah.
No, he said C. Martin also.
That does not sound like a running back. Alexander Madison sounds like a butler.
It sounds like a founding father.
Does Alex Madison sound like a running back? No.
A quarterback.
No.
A quarterback for Wisconsin.
No.
Yeah.
That I can see.
Somebody put a prop bet in yesterday for Madison to have the most rushing yards in the league yesterday. And it was $500 to win $75,000, and he came 1 yard short of Derrick Henry.
Oh wow, that hurts.
Oh no!
That is a fun prop.
No,
that is a great prop.
Super fun prop.
Right up until you lose by a yard. I mean,
Mike, I don't understand the amount of props that you bet because I asked you a question yesterday, and
like 70 yesterday.
you had like
too much.
you had like 6 props in the Giants game that I wouldn't make a prop bet on the Giants game just so I don't have to watch Giants Falcons.
Ooh, that's one of the worst games I've ever seen in my entire life. And it had a game-winning field goal attempt at the end. That was just awful.
But when an easy prop is sitting there, you take the easy prop. Did you go Danny Dimes over rushing yards? What'd you do?
I went Danny Dimes over passing yards, Danny Dimes over touchdown passes, lost that. Danny Dimes over completions, Sterling Shepard anytime touchdown, Evan Ingram anytime touchdown.
Oof. They all got hurt.
You do that in every game?
I do that a lot, yeah. One of my favorite, I think my biggest payday was Jacoby Brissett anytime rushing TD. That was like plus 350. Nice little $50 unit on that one.
Is it? Did he get another one other than the one at the end? The one that you got? You got it on fourth down with a juke step at the end. Wow, what a joyous prop bet victory! But that sounds deeply unhealthy the way that you're doing this.
Oh, it's super unhealthy. It's not fun, but like I'm so addicted to gambling. But also I just really like the feeling of cashing a huge dog. So my favorite bet to place is first touchdown score of the game. Yeah. This was something that was just usually reserved for Super Bowls.
You do it in every game?
I
bet you that's probably a bad mathematical bet.
Oh,
it's awful.
It is terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It is terrible.
Yes.
Like in that Falcons game, I had Pitts and Evan Ingram, and Evan Ingram had a touchdown that he would have walked in, but this freak Atlanta Falcon made a crazy good play to stop that from happening. Anyways, I digress. A guy named Zacchaeus scored the first touchdown. That doesn't help anybody.
Bet you wish you had that one, huh?
I
Does Zacchaeus scoring that touchdown, does a guy named Zacchaeus scoring that touchdown help anybody? Put it on the poll at Batard Show. Stugotz, I'd like to explain to the audience because I don't know what the modern reference for this is, because there was a Titan yesterday, Nick Westbrook Akina, that scored and did a knee-knocking dance. It was his first touchdown, and he did, I don't know what that's called. I think of Billy White Shoes Johnson, one of the original celebrations in football where you knock your knees together. I don't know. My father used to call that the funky chicken when I was growing up, but I don't know. It was a very old-school celebration, and I appreciated it. I was made happy as they eliminate taunting from the game, that a guy could just be in the end zone, that a Titan could score a touchdown and be in the end zone knocking his knees together. But I don't have anything more modern for you than my father calling it the funky chicken. I don't know how to explain it to the audience.
Was it like something out of Happy Days, like out of the 50s? Like,
I mean, Happy Days is 70s, 50s. Billy White Shoes Johnson was one of, I don't want to do old school celebration guy.
Wasn't Happy Days a period sitcom? It was like in the 70s, but it was about the 50s.
Yes.
Very confusing for my timeline.
yeah.
Was it?
Yeah. Because it all looked old to me watching it on TV Land and Nick and Night, but I was very confused. I think I was like 18 years old when I found out, no, it was actually in the 70s, and they were just doing it like in the past.
How mad were you, Mike, early in the game? I saw that Justin Fields was quoted saying simply, "I'm not used to this," because he was sacked 9 times and Myles Garrett is an unholy menace.
Oh, Mr. Big Shot, the speed. Oh, it's not that much faster up here. In fact, it's slower during the preseason. Mr. Big Shot gets in the game and now he doesn't know what to do with it. Please.
Wow.
Sorry.
Wow, Mr. Big Shot.
You know, he was Joe Cool during the preseason. The game is actually slower up here. I thought it'd be faster. Then he got a taste of the regular season, a real game against a real team, and suddenly it was moving faster than it's ever moved before.
Myles Garrett had 3 chase down sacks, I believe, on Justin Fields. Justin Fields, I don't know if you guys caught this, is very fast.
It's startling to see Myles Garrett be a better athlete than Justin Fields.
Yeah, and what was startling is to see that's one of the worst coaching jobs in a single game I have ever seen in my entire life from Matt Nagy. And I'm happy that people like Dan Orlovsky are taking to the airwaves right now and saying that it's a fireable offense.
People were saying that yesterday, that it shouldn't be surprising if he's fired today.
Never doubled Myles Garrett. Never so much as slotted a tight end over. Never in max protect. Only started moving the pocket until late in that game when it was already well out of hand. Just made the game impossibly difficult on his rookie quarterback. It was egregious, and he should be fired for that game alone.
It almost seemed like he was trying to prove a point. See, I told you he's not ready. You're right. The game plan was awful. He
Are
didn't
you
roll him out.
kidding me? You think that what?
Dan, it was
no,
bad.
just explain to me
It was
what.
so bad.
Okay, but explain to me what.
I knew what I was doing all along. I mean,
How do
So
you not move the pocket with Justin
you have him
Fields?
dumping the game, Stugotz. You have him dumping the game to show everyone, to show the Chicago audience. See, I told you he wasn't ready.
Dan, he had 68 yards of passing.
I want to be clear on what your accusation is.
Okay.
Please make it publicly and explain to me what it is that you're saying.
That is Matt Nagy, who insists that Andy Dalton is the quarterback for this team and has insisted that the entire, off season, into the preseason, into the regular season. That is him not giving his quarterback a shot. So Matt Nagy, rather than win a football game, could say, see, I told you so.
So we could be
He's
talking
not
about
ready
him
yet.
as the coach that we're first going to fire. That's the grand strategy. He's even dumber than he looked yesterday, if you believe that is his plan to show the Chicago audience.
That was puzzling. There was,
It was weird, man.
There was funny video of the camera catching Nick Foles talking to Andy Dalton. Nick Foles, Super Bowl MVP, third string over for the Chicago Bears, just mouthing over. You could easily read his lips. The offense is not working. This offense is not working.
Wait a second. He was sacked 9 times, 67 yards. He threw for a yard.
Yeah.
1 yard, Dan.
Yeah, they take the sack yardage away from him. It was horrible.